Hi guys, welcome to my channel where I share my opinion on whatever I feel passionate enough to share my opinion on. And also I do try to spice up this channel by doing things like cooking videos, mukbangs, or reading tweets, or whatever else I can think of to try to spice up my channel and not just have it be an opinion channel. You know what I mean? Please press the like button if you like this video, and please also press the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more videos from me. So on to today's video. So today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about what I think about the accusation that a lot of people have made against the Kardashians, and that is that, well, the people say that they have created unattainable beauty standards. In this video, when I refer to the Kardashians, I am including Kylie and Kendall Jenner. Like, I'm aware that they're Jenners, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of convenience, I have put them under the umbrella Kardashians, okay? So 2 weeks ago, I was on the internet and I watched a clip from the Brilliant Idiots Clips YouTube channel. And by the way, Brilliant Idiots is a podcast. Love the podcast. I don't think I would be able to live life without the podcast, but I love the podcast. I love the podcast. Anyway, so the hosts of that podcast are Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God. So Andrew was like, the Kardashian on that clip. Andrew was like, the Kardashians have set unrealistic beauty standards, and Charlamagne concurred with Andrew and said that yes, you know, the Kardashians have created impossible beauty standards through using filters and having had plastic surgery. By the way, I'm paraphrasing what Charlamagne said. And then I watched two other videos where people were speaking about the same topic, and I realized that many people share the same sentiments as Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz on this matter. Okay, so I would just like to make my first point. Okay, so Charlamagne was like, the Kardashians have created impossible beauty standards through using filters. Now, he didn't specify what they used the filters on, but I think it's reasonable to assume that they use the filters on like pictures that they post on social media, right? And by the way, when I'm addressing what Charlamagne has said on this issue, I'm actually addressing a lot of people, because a lot of people, like I said before, share the same sentiments as Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz on this matter. So anyway, back to the filters and stuff. Our cell phones and social media platforms provide us with tools to edit our pictures, right? As users of our cell phones and social media platforms, we literally have the right to use those tools whenever we want to edit pictures. The Kardashians are users of phones and social media platforms. So when they edit their pictures, they literally are doing something that they have the right to do as users of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So now when we accuse the Kardashians of like setting unattainable beauty standards by simply editing a picture, what we are insinuating is that they shouldn't edit pictures. You know what I mean? And I just think that that is unfair to now, you know, buy a cell phone but not be able to use all the tools on your cell phone, because there's going to be this, you know, ridiculous accusation that if you dare use a tool to edit your picture on a cell phone, oh my God, you now have set an unattainable beauty standard. Like, they're doing something that's well within their rights. Sorry, guys. They're doing something that they're well within their rights to do by editing their pictures. Like, you know what I mean? Otherwise, if you get Instagram and you can't use all the functionality of Instagram, it's like, why did you get in? It's like you being ripped off. Do you know what I mean? Like, you buy a cell phone but you can't use everything on that cell phone. It's like you're being ripped off. Like you paid more than you should have. Like you should have downloaded part of the social media app. You know what I mean? Not all of it, because well, you can't use certain things over there, because if you dare, you will be accused of setting unattainable beauty standards. And another thing, like um I was gonna say, I'm forgetting this point now. Um Another thing, when the Kardashians edit their pictures, it's setting an unattainable beauty standard. But when we um, edit our pictures as normal people who don't have as much influence as the Kardashians, edit our pictures, we're not setting unattainable standards. And I just don't understand how that's fair. You know, somebody may argue, listen, the Kardashians have a lot of influence. Normal people who just don't, like, normal people don't have as much influence as the Kardashians. And well, my counter argument to that would be, you don't have to have as much influence as the Kardashians in order to influence people when it comes to beauty standards. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to, you don't have to be the Kardashian. You don't have to have as much influence as they do in order to like influence people's thinking or beauty standards and stuff like that. You don't. So if their editing pictures is setting unattainable beauty standards, the same should be applying to us, and yet to us as normal people, and yet the same does not apply to us as normal people. And I just don't think that that's fair. You know, I don't think that that's fair. My second point, right? Charlamagne said that the Kardashians have said impossible beauty standards because they uh he insinuates that they have had plastic surgery done. He did not say this directly, by the way. I think it's important to listen to that clip yourself in order to get like the exact words that Charlamagne used. He did not say that directly. He said that they've set impossible beauty standards by using filters and plastic surgery. But it's reasonable to assume that, what he meant was that they've had plastic surgery done. Now, I just want to just put out a disclaimer. I have not come across information where it has been stated that like the Kardashians have had plastic surgery, right? I have not come across this information, but Charlamagne has access to way more resources than I do, so I do. I believe he knows what he's talking about, but I have not come across this information myself, so I'm not going to speak on something that I don't have information that I can fully rely on. Do you know what I mean? That's not to say Charlamagne the God is not a credible source. It's just that sometimes people say things that they've assumed. They say things that they've assumed. Okay, but anyway, so I looked up the term plastic surgery, and it's a very technical term, right? It's a very technical term, and I'm saying this with a purpose, by the way, because Khloe Kardashian disclosed on an interview that she's had a nose job done. Now, I don't know the procedure of like doing a nose job, so I don't know if doing a nose job falls under the category plastic surgery, right? So again, I stand on what I'm saying. I don't know if they have had plastic surgery done, but let's say, for example, they did. This is an example. This is not fact. Let's say they did have plastic surgery done, right? For example, that is an example. I just don't think it's fair to say that just because people have done plastic surgery, they've now set unattainable beauty standards. I don't think that that's fair. I really don't think that that's fair. And the reason why I don't think that it's fair to make that kind of accusation, it's simply because like I feel like people should be allowed to do plastic surgery because doing that helps people feel good about themselves. Now, when we are going to accuse the Kardashians of setting unattainable beauty standards because they did plastic surgery, what we are insinuating is that they shouldn't have that plastic surgery done so that they can stop setting unattainable beauty standards. But then what is the cost of that? Like, let's say they didn't do plastic surgery and so they remained insecure about certain things that they could have changed through using plastic surgery. Is that not cruelty on our part to not require that they live their lives like that, insecure and whatever about certain body parts and stuff like that? Like, does that sound humane to you? You know what I mean? Like, every single human being should have the right to to do plastic surgery such that they feel good about themselves. They should have that right because it's necessary for your happiness to change certain things. Sometimes it just is necessary for your happiness. You know what I mean? So like it's unfair of us to be like, oh my gosh, they're setting unattainable beauty standards by doing plastic surgery. Like we're just requiring them to not feel good about themselves if that's how we're talking. You know, that's what we want with these Kardashians. And this is just asking too much of anybody to require that they not be happy just so we can stop accusing them of like things that aren't true, you know? Like they're human beings, as even though the Kardashians are celebrities, you know, and they have a lot of influence, but the reality is that they're also human beings. And I just don't think you should forfeit your right as a human being, not be allowed to do plastic surgery because now you have influence. Like, come on. That to me, that just doesn't even make sense. You're not allowed to have plastic surgery because you're a celebrity that has a lot of influence. Like that sounds crazy to me. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like that is not an adequate justification for not doing plastic surgery. Like I don't think you should forfeit like a right to do plastic surgery just because you're a celebrity. Like come on. You know what I mean? And I just wanna that is my response to that point. And I just wanna say something, like just to clarify something. I know some people would be like, listen, the reason why we people someone can say like we're not saying they shouldn't edit their pictures and that they shouldn't do plastic surgery. We're saying that they should disclose that they've edited these pictures and that they've done plastic surgery because they're young kids looking at their pictures on social media and those young kids are gonna like set their pictures as the standard of beauty without knowing that those pictures are like edited and that the people in the pictures have done plastic surgery. Like I on that matter like this is where parenting comes in. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like, you know, people just ignore the role of parents, right? As a parent, you have the responsibility to know who your child is looking up on social media, what they're doing on social media. You have the responsibility to know this because you cannot monitor something that you don't know. Like you can't monitor something that you don't know. So it's important for you to know what your child is doing on social media so that you can warn your child and be like, listen, I understand that you like looking at these pictures of the Kardashians or whatever, but please understand that the picture that you're seeing may not necessarily be a picture of what someone looked like from birth. You know, there are things like plastic surgery that people could have gotten done. And as users of social media, you should know, my child, that like they tools to edit pictures. So the picture that you're seeing may not be a depiction of what that person looked like, what that person would have looked like from what would that person would have looked like naturally without editing, without plastic surgery. You know what I mean? And yeah, that is my argument about disclosing. Meaning, I don't think that the Kardashians need to disclose that they've edited or done plastic surgery unless they choose to. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like we should be respecting people's rights to privacy. If they don't feel comfortable to disclose that, oh, by the way, what I did was edit this and I did plastic surgery here, like I do think that we should respect people's right to privacy. Like, yes, you would like your right to privacy to be respected. I think that they would like the same thing, and they have the right to privacy like any other human being has the right to privacy. You know what I mean? I think it's a matter of their conscience whether they should be disclosing whether they've edited pictures or done plastic surgery. That's up to them and their consciences. You know what I mean? Like we can't tell them what to do with their personal information. Like who are we? It's not our personal information. It's not. And living in the world that we live in, everybody like it's everybody should know. And by the way, when I say you should know, it doesn't matter if you don't know. When you should know something, whether you're not knowing is your problem. It's not, it really is your problem. You should, everybody should know, as responsible citizens of this world, we should know what's going on in the world around us. We should know things like plastic surgery is something that can be done on this planet. So when we see pictures, we should be reasonably we shouldn't be assuming that no plastic surgery has taken place when we know it's a possibility that someone could have done plastic surgery. And as users of social media platforms and our cell phones, we should know that there are editing tools for pictures. You know what I mean? So it's not reasonable of us to then just assume when we look at a picture that it couldn't possibly have been edited. Yet we know that there are editing tools available for people to edit their pictures. You know what I mean? So anyway, that is my take on the topic. I do think that we are being very unfair on the Kardashians by accusing them of setting unattainable beauty standards. Like I strongly believe this. I strongly believe this. Thank you for listening to my video. Please press the like button if you like this video. And please don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. Bye.